everyone, welcome back to my new channel. It's Rev and Reviews, and this channel is dedicated for automobile reviews only. So if you like the content, then do consider to subscribe it. And today we are having the newly launched Classic 650 in the house. So I will be reviewing it. So let's get it started. So this is all new Classic which Royal Enfield launched at 3.37 lakh ex showroom. And in my opinion, it is extremely a good pricing for this retro classic motorcycle. So you can see it is absolutely a looker and a very beautifully designed motorcycle, and every element is designed keeping a retro style in the consideration. Let us start with the engine first. So engine is the same that we get in all the 650cc Royal Enfield motorcycle with a little bit of a different tuning, but here they have done a lot of things. So let me share few critical changes with you. So very first thing is it is a 650cc engine and producing identical power as of Interceptor as well as a GT, but peak torque is produced at 400 RPM higher than the Interceptor as well as a GT. So I don't know why RE did that, but now peak torque 52.3 Newton meter is produced at slightly higher RPM, 5600 RPM. Total body is different, ECU is different. RE has updated this engine, so map sensors will be different. Then other few technical parts will be different. And here I can see the size of oil cooler is also little bit different. But this is just an assumption. I haven't counted these pleats. So once I do it, I will be confirming that too. Power by the same 6-speed transmission with the slightly different gear ratios. Apart from engine, the major change is in the chassis. So now you can see Classic 650 is having the same chassis as of the Shotgun as well as the Super Meteor 650. So this is still tubular spine frame chassis. So you can see generally Interceptor and GT used to have a twin cradle or a downgrade twin tube chassis. Mounting points are different. And this is the twin down tube, and this whole chassis starting from swing arm pivots to the engine mounting, so they act as a spine, and that's why it is a still tubular spine frame chassis. But here an engine is itself a stress member. Now this chassis is good as far as stability and rigidity is concerned. Interceptor and GT both are having uneven weight distribution issue, so which Royal Enfield sorted with this new chassis. So here you can see now engine sits slightly in the straight side compared to slightly tilted or inclined position of Interceptor as well as a GT. And this is the subframe, so that you can remove it and can convert this motorcycle into a beautifully looking retro style single seater motorcycle. Aesthetics are extremely good, and everything is designed keeping retro style in the mind. The headlamp is the same that we get in other 650 or 450cc of motorcycle by RE. Then it is a teardrop tank design, looks beautiful. Here you can get a Classic 650 twin badging over here. So RHS panel is having a battery as well as the fuse box, and in the LHS side panel you will get a toolkit as well as a air filter box assembly. It is solded with a MRF sports touring tire, and the rear size is 140 17 R18, and in the front now we are getting a taller tire which is of 19 inch, so it is 100 by 90 by 19. If I talk about suspension, then both front as well as the rear now having a SOA suspension. So this is the telescopic 43mm unit at the front, and this is the telescopic unit at the rear, and both of them are made by Showa. These 43mm thick suspensions are having 110mm travel at the front and 90mm travel at the back. Front and rear it is having aluminum rims made by Excel, so which is very light yet it is very robust. As such, there is no branding on the brakes either on the rotor or on the caliper, but I assume they are made by the Vibray. But now it is having a Royal Enfield branding over it. So this is the front, I think 320mm twin piston brake caliper, and now there is one important change. Now rear brake also features a twin piston. So braking must be much better compared to other 650cc motorcycles. Now one prominent difference that I can observe, it is in the length of this motorcycle. So now you can see the wheelbase is almost 1475 millimeter. So it is a much longer motorcycle compared to your classic 350, and benefits of this higher wheelbase. So you will get a better straight line stability. Seat height is 800 mm. So which is again sufficient for a normal average rider. Handlebar shape and dimension is inspired by the CI power bullets that we used to get before 10, 15, 20 years back. And in my opinion, it looks good. So you get a retro style semi-digital analog console. Here it is the tripper navigation. Then switch gears are the same. Handlebar grip is also identical. And here also you can see now it is having an adjustable lever for the clutch as well as for the brakes. Exhaust duty is taken care by a beautifully looking P-shooter exhaust. So it is a twin P-shooter exhaust in the rear, and I will let you know how they sound. It is definitely on the heavier side, and gross weight means weight carrying capacity is 407 kilogram. So which is fairly enough for rider pillion as well as long touring luggage. GC is around 154, which is just sufficient for our Indian road. Rider as well as the pillion seats are surprisingly good. Adequate cushioning. I am sure RE will be having a touring seat as an extra accessories. And one more thing that I like about the pillion seat, now it is longer as compared to the classic 350. Base is slightly narrower, but I think it won't be of any problem. So this motorcycle is well suited for rider as well as a pillion. It is having a single horn mounted just below the oil cooler, and let me show you the position of the regulator and rectifier also, because that was the major part we used to get fail in Interceptor as well as the GT. So now it is mounted on the back side of the engine. You can see there just in front of the rear tire. So still I believe this is the wrong position, because here it won't get adequate cooling, and I think failure of RR unit will be the same in this model. Exhaust note is muted. I was expecting a much better grunt as well as a thumpy exhaust note from this P-shooter exhaust, but it's okay. So let me rev it up. So it is a good mixture of throaty exhaust note, good balance of bass as well as a treble. This is how it sounds on idle. This is how it sounds on the go. And this is how they sound on flyby. That gear shifting third noise is still very much present. So let me show you. Now this is one-on-one size comparison between a classic series of motorcycles. That one is the 350 and here it is 650. So 650 is considerably larger as compared to the 350 classic. You can see there is a huge difference in the wheelbase. So you get LED headlamp and halogen powered side for turn signals. Same goes for rear also. So here you get LED tail lamp and halogen powered turn signal. Seat height is 800 mm and he is my friend Denzel. His height is 5 foot 5 inch and you can see he is much more comfortable on classic 650. So I think it won't be an issue for average height riders. And this is just for reference. He is sitting on classic 350. So it is also very much comfortable. Now rider triangle is very comfortable. So it's basically a commuter cruiser. So you can see my hands are relaxed and the foot pegs are slightly shifted on the front side. So I can comfortably sit here for a longer duration of time. This is an E20 compliant engine. Fuel tank capacity is 14.7 or 8 liter, which is sufficient for 300 kilometers of riding distance. Only thing that I miss in classic 650 is a twin shifter, the gear lever as of the Classic 350. So let me show you why. So I have taken short test ride of this motorcycle, Classic 650, and I am an Interceptor owner. I am owning Interceptor 650 BS Pro since last 5.5 years. So all I can say, this is a value for money motorcycle. If you are looking for a retro style, a classic motorcycle, then this motorcycle is for you. And it offers a good performance, although it weighs 243 kilograms, but you won't find that weight whenever you are riding your motorcycle. So from my side, it's definitely a worth buying motorcycle because you won't get anything in this price bracket below 4 lakh. So I hope you like the video. If you like the content, then consider to subscribe to my new channel. Hope to see you in the next video. Till then, take care and ride safe.